Well, happy Monday. I know what you guys are thinking. Is he really going to do this from a USB stick? Really? Yes. This is Total OS Today, coming to you live Monday. Had a short day today on my schedule. It's about lunchtime. Anyway, this is Linux Mint, the latest. Una? Yabba dabba doo. Anyway, this is the Mate version of the Linux Mint 20.3 beta release. And yeah, this is live, running this off a USB stick from my computer. Now, those of you who watch this later on the replay, this was not scheduled, I just have some time, are probably going to think I am nuts trying to do this from a USB stick. But that being said, I have faith in Ubuntu-based systems. I have faith in Ubuntu-based systems that use the Mate desktop environment because it's been around a while, and it's my top desktop environment choice for the billions and billions of Windows users. Sometimes I feel like the famous astronomer Carl Sagan, when he said billions and billions of stars, billions and billions of Windows users. Anyway, to all the billion or so Windows users who watch this on replay, hopefully welcome aboard. If you are looking for something different, for an alternative to Windows, maybe better, that's worth a shot. You may want to take a look at Linux Mint. They offer multiple flavors, multiple versions of Mint. Mint has been around now a good 12 years, I think. So they offer the Mate version. I like to call it Matey, just for fun, but Mate version, Cinnamon, and XFCE. Normally, once in a while, they'll release a Debian version, but that's not really for beginners. But the Mate version is definitely my favorite. So let's take a look here and see what we have real quick. I did install OBS Studio, by the way, and it seems to be running okay. Hopefully this will be running smooth on YouTube. Looking at the split screen, it seems okay. Hopefully this will run correct, but yes, I am doing this from a simple 8 gig USB stick. Not recommended, but let's give it a shot. So this is the Mate edition Una, which in Italian means one, Una, or Uno. Anyway, long-term support release, supported until 2025, updated software. Let's click what's new in Mint Mate. All right, so as I said, 2025. This Hypnotics IPTV player looks pretty good. We'll take a look at that in the system. You can watch TV shows from around the world in different languages. And use search function added to easily find channels, movies, and series, and so on. They have a new thing called Thingy, which is really a document manager. Quick access to your recently opened documents and keeps track of your reading progress. I'm glad to see that Linux Mint has no problems with their Thingy. But sticky notes, theme changes, the usual accents and colors, dark mode. Dark mode is nice. I use that in Zorin OS 16 Lite version. And it says here that the following apps are shipped in dark: Celluloid, Hypnotics, XViewer, Pix, and some more information here. Printing and scanning improvements. A lot of you have issues still with printing in Linux. Apparently, Linux Mint believes that HP are the best for printing in Linux. I would have to agree. I love my HP printer. That's why I decided to buy ink instead of a new printer. Epson would be my number 2 choice for printing in Linux. Some other improvements. I won't go through all of this. Artwork and so on and so forth. So again, this will be supported until 2025. All right, let me look at the YouTube stream. Wow, unless I'm missing something, this is running awesome on a USB stick. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'll take it. So let's go back. Let me do this then. Let me go into OBS Studio here. And let me transition so you guys should be able to see this. So again, I installed OBS Studio, Linux Mint, off the Synaptic Tick Package Manager. All right, the classic Mint menu, as you see here. I've always loved this. You can toggle between favorites, applications. Well, let's take a look at the system monitor. How much RAM do you think this is using? Come on, a quick guess. How much RAM? Take a guess. I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time's up. How much RAM is using? 2.3 gigs. Well, that may seem heavy, but I am running this off a USB stick. Live streaming, OBS Studio. Yeah, this really isn't that bad. If this was Windows 11, it would have been over 3 gigs. If this was the GNOME version of anything in Linux, it would be easily over 3 gigs. But so far, it seems to be running pretty smooth. Here's my system specs. Intel Core i7, 16 gigs of RAM. So far, so good. All right, let's go back here. Let's go to Applications. Let's see what we have real quick. Accessories, Archive Manager, Calc, Character Map, Color Selection, Dictionary, Disks, Document Viewer, File Renamer, Image Viewer, Mate, Matey, Font Viewer. Sorry, I just want to say Matey today. Onboard, Redshift, Search Tool, Take Screenshot, Text Editor, USB, Writer, Image Writer, Formatter, and the Warpinator. Send and receive files across the network. That's cool, but that's something I would not use. Graphics, I would probably install GIMP if I was going to keep this. But Document Scanner, Drawing, and Pix. Internet, I would definitely install Chrome for better performance. But Firefox installed by default. HexChat, Thunderbird Mail I use quite a bit. Transmission, web apps, run websites as if they were apps. Cool. Well, in Office, the LibreOffice suite installed by default. Excellent, by the way, for both Linux and Windows. Sound and video. Celluloid. What's missing here is, yeah, something like this. Celluloid, I guess, is a default player for movies and videos. It should be VLC, in my opinion, but that's just, a personal preference, for Linux and Windows. Of course, I installed OBS Studio. Rhythmbox installed by default. Great. I've been using Rhythmbox since 2006. So, yeah, great player. System tools, disk usage analyzer, file browser, gparted, log file, viewer, power statistics, system monitor, terminal, and time shift. Administration, backup tool, boot repair is nice. Driver manager, install Linux Mint. Again, I'm running this off a live USB stick. This is really smooth. I mean, really smooth. Of course, Mint Mate is light, but still. Anyway, login window, printer, software manager, install new applications, software sources, the Synaptic Package Manager, my favorite package manager for all of Linux. Love it. Okay, let's go back. System reports, troubleshoot problems, done so far, time and date, update manager, users and groups, preferences, about me, advanced network configuration, the appearance, assistive technologies, Bluetooth. Oh, Compass settings. The Compass is still installed. Interesting. Desktop settings, fine-tune desktop settings. Desktop, Windows, and the interface. Very good. Looks like we have the window manager, Marco, compositing, Compton, Metacity, or Compiz. Okay, that's good. That's still in there. And the interface, show icons on menus. Pretty basic stuff here. Again, this would definitely be one choice for all billions of Windows users out there. Billions and billions of Windows users. I don't know. I have Carl Sagan stuck in my head today. All right, so startup applications. If you wanted to speed up the boot process of your computer, there are some things that you can do. For example, if I was to install this, I would probably unclick this VirtualBox. I would unclick Print Queue. Don't need that. I don't have NVIDIA. I would unclick that. System reports, I wouldn't need that. The Mint Welcome, I wouldn't need that. Or you can just remove. And this would speed up the boot process. But just a suggestion. I think I got all of it right. So yeah, once again, you toggle between favorites and all applications. The file manager, the Kaja. pretty basic stuff. If you don't like this green, this can be changed. You know, it's not a big deal, you know, as far as themes and all that. But of course, it's Linux Mint, so the default theme will be the green color, but that can be changed. Yeah, this is running great off a live USB. I hope it's smooth on YouTube. CPU usage, not too bad. Pretty steady here. Looking good. Looking good. So this is definitely at least a recommend to try, especially if you are new to the world of Linux. But yeah, so far, really can't complain at all. Let me go ahead and go back here to my YouTube studio. All right, the stream looks good, and let's see here. Yeah, all right, so Low Spec is in the house. How are you? Synaptic is not compatible with Arch. Right, that is true, Joseph, yeah. Sir Seuss, but you can't do this with Windows 11. Probably not, Sir Seuss. Probably not. Waiting for Linux Mint 20.3 Cinnamon has been released as a beta, I do believe. So welcome everybody here. Yeah, this is really can't complain. It's running the way it should. In fact, even better off a live USB stick. So now, is it recommended that you do a live show on from a live USB? No, of course not. But you know me, I'm willing to try anything. And if this crashed and you guys wanted to laugh at me, hey, it's a holiday, so anything for a laugh, right? But yeah, this is may have to install this. It's running better than I thought it would. So Linux Mint 20.3 Una Matey as I like to call it. So system requirements 2 gigs, fairly lightweight, 20 gigs of disk space, unlike Deep in Linux, which needs 60 gigs, just like Windows 11. Whew, that's a lot. Yeah, so the recommendations, 2 gigs of RAM, 20 gigs of disk space or more. Some bug reports here, download links, but yeah, this is running superb. Love it. Michael Lilly is in the house. Welcome, sir. Only problem with Kaha is copying large directories. Copying large directories. When I use Kaha to copying, got it. Steam Direct, which is huge, it takes a very long time. Interesting. Whereas Nemo Thunar copies a lot quicker. I'm not sure why that would be the case to copying large directories, Michael. To be fair, I've never had to copy large directories before, unless I'm going from my computer to an external hard drive. But I'm not sure why that would be the case. Maybe there's a setting or a tweak for that. But I don't know about that, Michael. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe XFCE version of Mint may be faster. So Sue says try this with GNOME. I did years ago with Ubuntu with GNOME. It was slower. It felt slower, yeah. And I think I did this once with Peppermint Linux. Lightweight. Believe it or not, with Peppermint Linux, that I was able to live stream with less than a gig of RAM. No, I was not drunk. Yeah, Peppermint is so light at the time. Now again, I'm not running multiple apps. I'm not using my webcam either. Obviously, that would suck up more, RAM. But yeah. So yes, I have done this before with GNOME. Yes, I have. All I know is with Kai, it approaches almost an hour to copy, whereas Nemo or Thunar does it about 10 minutes. Yeah, that I don't know, Michael. Yeah. So if you guys try this, let me know. But this is really, really nice. This would be my the Mate desktop would be, or the Mate desktop environment for Linux would be my #1 choice for the billions of Windows of users out there. #2 would probably be XFCE. like Zorn. Um, yeah, but there's something about, if there's a word to describe the Mate desktop, whether it's Ubuntu Mate or Mint, simple, stress-free, especially today's world, but there's a lot going on, a lot of stress going on. But yeah, the Mate desktop, stress-free. There's no learning curve like GNOME. Everything you need to get started is in there. You don't need to install extensions or tweaks or anything. You can, if you want to, tweak it. But Mint has done a good job over the years, really, with all of their desktop environments. But Mate still continues to be my favorite overall. Hello, Thomas. Yes, this is a beta. I'm assuming the final version will be released anytime soon. But yeah, just check their website. Cinnamon is good. A little bit heavier. I don't think it's quite as simple as Mate, but Cinnamon is good. For beginners, again, Mate, XFCE, Cinnamon would be last, but that's just a personal preference. But all three are good. But Cinnamon, I would say, is a little bit heavier. But Cinnamon does look good, yeah, for a modern-looking desktop. Again, I'm not into flashy, customizations and all that. I like to keep it simple because simple is faster, and faster means less stress. Does it make sense? Yeah, I think so. Some more information, of course, on linuxmint.com. And yeah, all three versions should be perfectly fine. I've always trusted Linux Mint for the most part. Not too many surprises from them. Yeah, definitely at least I recommend to try. This, Zorn OS, Ubuntu Mate, you really can't go wrong if you are one of the billions of Windows users out there wanting to try something different. So Joseph says Cinnamon works best on 4K displays with 2x scaling. Interesting. I've tried scaling in Linux. Man, it slows it down a lot, so I don't scale in Linux. I will scale a little bit in Windows 10 and 11, and it's fine. But yeah, in Linux so far, it's not quite as smooth as in Windows. Probably, Thomas. The final will be under the Christmas tree. Yeah. That would be good timing, right? Yeah, the Mint team, they've always had a rule or a policy. They release when ready, not on a specific date. That's why a lot of their releases have very few bugs in it. But would not be surprised if it's Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. So yeah. Support for the RX6 cards, 6700 XT, yeah. Yep. Yeah, graphics cards, drivers continues to be a hit and miss for Linux, so that's why most gamers should avoid Linux in general. Most Windows gamers should avoid Linux in general and just stick with Windows. It just works. Is there much slowdown when using 2-scaling Cinnamon in Arch? Don't know about Arch. I believe in Cinnamon, that is. And using Linux with GNOME, it's really slow, or noticeably slower, Joseph. Yeah, Arch, I don't know. I don't use Arch, so. Yeah, if you're gonna use 4K resolution, as I have in my Windows 11 or Windows 10 for that matter, yeah, you have to scale. That's why I don't use that. 1080p is enough, I think. Yeah. Yeah, 1080p is enough. Well, that's good. If it's not no slowdown in Plasma and Arch, yeah, well, yeah, Plasma has gotten lighter over the course of 2 years or so. So not surprising that there is no slowdown in Plasma. GNOME was awful, like Ubuntu with GNOME was really slow. But Plasma, I would say, has gotten lighter in the last couple of years, surprisingly. I'll stick around for a little bit longer. If there is anybody new wanting to say hello or ask a question, please do. Ben, how are you? We may do something Christmas Eve, Ben, so yeah. I'll send you an email if we do it, so. Might do something Christmas Eve if you want. Yeah, it's hit and miss with scaling. Just you know, install and see what happens. So yeah. Well, you're going to get a Lenovo laptop, one of the best, Ben, for both Windows, Linux, and Chromebooks. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be when's Christmas Eve? Friday night? Yeah, it'll be Friday. We may or may not go live. I haven't decided yet. So, yeah. Yeah, I have a couple of older ThinkPads, one with Cinnamon, and one with Mate, the 32-bit, because those are 32-bit machines, and they seem okay. So yeah. With Zorn OS 16 Lite, that is dual booting with Windows 11. And they both run great off the SSD. I just gotta decide if I want to get a low power graphics card for a 10-year-old machine. I haven't decided yet. Amazon sent me a little gift card as a so-called influencer, but it's not enough to buy the card, but I'll see. I'll think about it. You have to use a grub parameter to get the laptop running, Thomas? Really? Huh. Yeah, with Ubuntu-based systems, I've never had a problem dual booting. I don't dual boot as much now, but yeah, I don't usually have any issues. Enough to buy a Chromebook? What, the Amazon gift card? No, it's not even enough to buy a graphics card. They send me those 3 or 4 times a year, I guess, as an Amazon influencer. You know, those Amazon links. But no, definitely not enough to buy a Chromebook. Not that I really need another Chromebook, but I wish it was enough to buy the graphics card. But anyway, I may just get something else, like shaving cream or something. I don't know. Legion 5. Okay. Any word on getting support for the 67XT or other modes in Ubuntu-based distros? I have not, but always check the Ubuntu website for. Isn't there a link for compatibility or something like that, Michael? That's probably what I would check, and of course check the websites of the vendor also. Garuda Linux looks great, and that's all that I can tell you, Joseph, but it's, from what I saw, it looks really cool. So yeah. Legion gaming laptop. Yeah, the Chromebook I have is also a gaming laptop. Not that I game that much, but yeah. For a graphics card to have to win the lottery or make a bank robbery, yeah. Nowadays, if you want a gaming graphics card, to make that the truth. For what I wanted to use, I want to get a card. The 10-year-old machine I have sputters a bit on the 50-inch screen in 1080p. with the built-in graphics. It's not quite as smooth. So I really wouldn't need a high-end card. It's a little bit different for me. So yeah. There's a joke. Speaking of banks, there's a joke. This guy walks into a bank. He's wearing a big mask, hazmat suit, mask and everything, and people are freaking out. And this guy says, "Relax, I'm just here to rob the bank." But up. Anyway. Tim 2060 says you was given a Surface Pro 4, Ubuntu 2204. Really? Interesting. Okay. Cool. You never know. Linux can be predictably unpredictable at times, right? And that's the beauty of it. You just never know. Check the latest news real quick. While we are chatting, how's it look on YouTube? Yeah, it's looking pretty good still. Okay. Let's see if anything catches my eye here. If you missed the beginning of this, you can just watch this in full from the beginning when I'm done. "13 of the best Chrome extensions for 2021. I don't use a lot of extensions. There's not really a lot here that's catching my eye. Anyone use Telegram? Xiaomi launches a 4K streaming stick. That's interesting. The Chinese phone maker Xiaomi. I think that's how you say it. Is Xiaomi? Something like that. Interesting. Oh well. Hello, Spin. Welcome. How are you? Let's try this, yeah. Top distros, quick web search, best distributions that are suitable for beginners. Just out of curiosity. Ubuntu's #1, not anymore. Not with the GNOME desktop. Linux Mint, there we go. Yep, I would put it on there. Zorn OS, absolutely, yes. Elementary OS, I'm not sure about that. Linux Lite, sure. Yep. Manjaro, Arch-based, I don't know. Pop OS, yep. For GNOME, it's not bad. Peppermint OS, sure. Yeah. Deepin, I don't think so. Is there any more? I guess that was all of it. So for most part, this is right. Yeah. I haven't looked at Peppermint for a while, but anyway, Peppermint is very light. So yeah. Thomas, you have some Russian friends. Da, comrade. Dobre veche, comrade. I think that means good afternoon in Russian. I don't, my Russian is not that good. Hello, Lamer. Welcome. A quick look at Linux today. I've taken a look at Endeavour OS, by the way. It looks cool for Arch-based. Anyway, let's go back to Linux Mint. So yeah, they should be out of beta. I would imagine sometime soon. So this is the latest one here that's that you can download. But they have other versions, LMDE, which I think I tested it once. It was okay, but it's not really for beginners. I don't think so. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Sursus, Arch has come a long ways. I just don't think it's for beginners. Yeah. I think once if a new user turns on the AUR in Arch, look out. So yeah, now once a user becomes more experienced and wants to try Arch based and dig in, as it were, sure. But starting from scratch as a virgin, as it were, no way I would recommend Arch. So the LMDE is based on I think it's 6 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, Thomas. Yeah, so whatever version that is. The LMDE versions of Linux are very slow in releasing. They are fully committed to stability when it comes to Debian Linux Mint version of it. So yeah. So my guess is it's not the latest version, but that's okay. You know, some people don't need to run the latest. They just want it to work and be stable. So frequently asked questions, what is Linux Mint, and so on. So yeah, very good for beginners. Let's go ahead and give this a 5-minute warning, then we'll wrap it up. Never change a running system unless you have to, right? If it's not broken, don't fix it, right? I totally agree, Thomas. Yeah. But this is running, you guys have not complained. So this Linux Mint running off a USB stick is superb. Yeah. Yeah, I just look at the system modern. Now we're up to 4 gigs. But anyway, still smooth. I remember in the past when something didn't work in Linux, I would call it horse stable, as in horse doo-doo. So we had the stable or the horse stable. Get it? Horse stable, with the horses. Anyway, so a Linux system is either stable or horse doo-doo or horse stable. Does that make sense? And it was way back then I would use that term. So yeah. Stable or horse stable for Linux Mint? Oh, stable. If it wasn't stable like horse doo-doo, well, then horse stable. Are you guys ready for Christmas? Ultramarine Linux is a new distro based on Fedora. Really? Great name. Ultramarine. Sounds fishy, like it belongs in the sea or something. I don't know. Ultramarine. Is my USB stick overheating yet, Sir Seuss? Let me touch it. Ow! So hot. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's cold. Yeah, it's I'm actually physically touching it and it's fine. I don't feel any heat whatsoever. So, yeah, it's great. What can I say? Like I sometimes say, the potential power of Linux. Running this show, and this is a show, granted there's no webcam. I didn't want to put extra stress on it. But running this podcast style show on a little itty bitty bitty USB stick ain't freaking bad, right? Yeah. Chefnet joined in the chat. Hello. Crikey, you guys still on Linux desktop? Yes, but not on Arch. Yes, I use some types of Linux-based system. Chefnet, what do you use? I'm going to guess you are a Mac user. That's my guess. Lamer, you have to work a double on Christmas. Who works? Oh, you work at a hospital. Oh, man. Hey, hats off. Multiple respects to all the hospital workers, all of them. From the door greeter to the doctor during these tough times. You have my respect many times over. Sorry to see you have to work Christmas Day, but yeah, it's getting bad out there again. Yeah. If you want to run Linux Mint on 2 and scaling, should I use the XFC version? Or install honestly, Joseph, I don't know. I would probably, if I was you, I would think about it, and maybe you might get lucky. But check the Linux Mint forum. Maybe somebody else has mentioned 4K. Joseph, see what they have. That's what I would do to save time. All right. All right, Chef, that's been a long time since we last talked. Well, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. So you're off on Christmas Eve? Okay. Yeah, I have relatives who are nurses, friends in the medical profession, so hats off to all of them. 100%. Yeah. Normally this time of year I would do a fundraiser for like St. Jude's Hospital or Feeding America. I don't think I'll do it this year. I did it last year because we had a musical guest on, and this year I don't have any musical guests scheduled. So for those of you who want to do something special or give, consider. Or you can pick your own. Consider Feeding America or St. Jude's Hospital or something equivalent in your part of the world, just to give. And don't forget to thank a medical worker, right? The last you used was Mint Mate. It's good, but haven't installed Linux GUI for years. You're on Windows? Running LTS and Hyper-V, best of both worlds. Okay, all right. Yeah, Windows 11 is fantastic. Yes, thanks to all our public servants. Absolutely. You know, this year, at least for me, it doesn't feel the same because life isn't quite the same yet or normal. And it's more fun when I have different guests on, musical guests, singers, and so on, like I've had in the past, but not so much this year. I do not mess with Wayland, Joseph. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else before we wrap this up? Thanks for everyone for stopping by. Thank you for 11 years of Total OS today. Who knew that we would have billions and billions of viewers? Okay, well, I don't have billions of viewers, but anyway, I still have Carl Sagan stuck in my head. I have one of his books, by the way. He was a cool dude. Derek is in the house. What's up? How are you, Derek? Four people. Morning shift, four people in the evening shift. Okay. So you're working a double that day. Uh-huh. Yeah, the hospitals here are pretty busy too. Yeah. Yep. Is it better than Zorin 16 Lite Pro? What, Linux Mint? No, I'd say they're both good, Derek. Yeah. Just a matter of uh, personal preference, whether you want Mate or XFCE or the extra goodies in the Pro version of Zorin 16. They're both excellent. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, ChefNet. Best wishes to you and your family. Yeah. Yeah, Ben. Maybe I'll let you know Friday evening. I'll send the invites out to the all the supporters. So Friday night, Christmas Eve. Right now looks like we'll do something. Yeah. I wish we could have a musical guest on, but I don't sing. I'm sorry. I wish I did, but yeah. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for stopping by. If you missed any of this, you can just watch this on the replay. If I don't see you guys, catch you guys before Christmas. Be safe, have fun, enjoy the holidays, stay healthy, never stop laughing. Arrivederci.